5 reasons why you are still struggling to hear the voice of God. These are the reasons why you are still struggling to pick the voice of God or see accurate visions. Now, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. So whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first person to be notified. And if you've not joined my prophetic school, kindly use the link below to join my prophetic school and get my prophetic course and also get my books. They are very, very helpful. Now, 5 reasons why you are still struggling to hear the voice of God. Now, number 1 is unbelief. Unbelief. You are still doubting. You are doubting. You don't have belief, you don't have faith that you can hear the voice of God. You don't have faith. It's your mental, your mind is still a block. So you need to create, you need to begin to believe that you can hear the voice of God. So what you do is you have to have this mentality that whatever you see, whatever you hear is accurate, that you can hear the voice of God anytime, any day. Number 1 is what? Unbelief. Number 2 is you are restricting or boxing the voice of God. So I've seen a lot of persons say, if I don't see a vision, if I don't see God have to speak to me, God has to come in this form, God has to. No, you are boxing the voice of God. Do not box the voice of God. The moment you box the voice of God, it becomes difficult for you to pick what God is saying, because God can speak in anything. God can speak through anything. God can want to talk to you through anything. God can speak to you through visions, through dreams, through audible voice, through leading, through thought, through a friend, through a book. God can speak to you through these things. So do not box the voice of God. Stop boxing the voice of God. A lot of you have boxed the voice of God to only dreams and visions. You guys are boxing too much. So stop boxing the voice of God. Stop boxing the voice of God. Number 3 is lack of consciousness. You lack consciousness. You are not aware that you can hear the voice of God. You are not being aware. When God is speaking to you, you don't know because you are not aware. Your consciousness level is down. So you need to understand this thing very well so that you'll be able to hear the voice of God. These are the reasons why you are still struggling to hear the voice of God. Number 1, unbelief. Number 2, you are boxing the voice of God. Number 3, you lack consciousness. You are not aware. Your awareness level of the voice of God is down. So what do? One of the things you do is create that awareness. Create that awareness that God speaks to you all the time. You have to create that awareness that God speaks to you all the time. Number 4, this number 4 I'm going to teach you right now is very, very important. You don't have quiet time. You don't have a particular time whereby you have that communion, that fellowship with God. You don't have quiet time. You are just there. You don't know what to do. You don't have a specific time, a time that you calm the mind, a time that you sit down and you are in one with God. See, you don't have quiet time. So that is why, see, prayer is good, everything is good, but you need to have a quiet time whereby you just sit down in silence and just begin to meditate and begin to see the Lord, fellowship with God. So you need to understand this thing. Number 1, unbelief. Number 2, stop boxing God. You're boxing God. Number 3, lack of consciousness. Number 4, you don't have quiet time. Number 5, you've not learned how to recognize the voice of God. Listen to me very carefully. A mother knows the voice of his or her child. Whether it's a male child or a female child, a mother knows his voice, and also the son or the daughter knows the voice of his mother or her mother. Now, why? Because they have practiced and able they've mastered the voice of their mother. So when their mother speak, they know this is God speaking. Because you've not actually recognized, you've not learned to master and recognize the voice of God. How God speaks to you, how God speaks to you directly, you've not mastered it. The way God speaks to me is totally different from the way God speaks to you. So you need to understand this. I've seen a lot of persons say, God, no, we are created differently. So the way God will communicate with me will be totally different from the way God will communicate with you. God can use the same channel, but the ways might be different. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you need to understand this thing, that you need to learn to master the voice of God. And how can you master the voice of God? It is in your quiet time that you can learn to master your voice. If your father is speaking, you will know your father's voice. If you hear your father's voice, you know. If your mother is coming, hello John, you will know that that's your mother's voice. You'll be able to recognize and pick your mother's voice. Even if it's in the crowd, you'll be able to pick it. Why? You've mastered it. How did you master? You've been with your mother for a very long time. You've been with your father for a very long time. So the moment you spend with them, the amount of time you spend with them, you are able to recognize the voice of God. You are able to recognize the voice of your mother, the voice of your father. It's the same thing we are talking about God here, Christ. So if you've not had enough quiet time with Christ, you might not be able to what? To master his voice, because God will speak to you. God always speaks to you in a way that you will be able to understand. God will speak to you in a way that, but you've not actually recognized or mastered the way God speaks to you. You, not the way God speaks to other prophets. There's a particular way God speaks to you. Thank you for watching this video. I know you've learned a lot. Kindly use the link to join my prophetic school and hit the notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and comment on this video. Tell me the part of this video that blessed you a lot. God bless you. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video, and use the link below to join my prophetic school and to get my course. Thank you and God bless you.